Hey guys, what is going on? It is Evo weekend, lots of fighting games and all these cool announcements jumping off right now. Been watching some of the matches and just catching what I can from the games that I am invested in right now. So mostly going to be Street Fighter 6 and Tekken. I've been kind of playing that behind the scenes, but there was a lot of news of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection that came out. And like a couple of, like pre-order bonuses and stuff like that. I haven't gotten to dive in and look at those things yet. And I want to do that. But first, there was this interview that came out from IGN. They posted it about like 9 hours ago. I don't think it's that old. I think it's actually a couple of days old. Maybe like a day or two old, if that. I'm not really sure. It might have been an Evo. It says Evo. So I'm guessing it was sometime between now and Friday. Because as I'm recording this, it's Sunday. So I really want to jump into this interview. I want to watch it. I just want to react to it. It's like, 11 minutes. So if you've seen the interview, then you can probably skip over to the timestamp. I'll put it here in the video, the timestamp to where I have my thoughts on the whole thing. But if you haven't seen it, you want to watch along with me, then I'm cool with that too. So let's just get that over there. Let's get this thing booted up and let us watch it. It's Mortal Kombat Legacy. I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. Like that was, if I did that one video. I was talking about Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, both one in each hand, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like juggling nuts. It's just you got to take them both at the same time. No pause. All right, let's go. Oh, it's kind of loud on my headphones.
What's up, everyone? Mitchell Sussman, and I am here with Steven Frost of Digital Eclipse,
Yes.
And we're here checking out the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So, right off the bat, do players have a choice of what version of each game they can play?
So, the core product, there's over 20 different Mortal Kombat games in this collection.
Hold on.
The primary focus...
20 different games? 20? Brother. Okay. All right. Now, mind you, there's not... I mean, there is, but like 20, I'm not saying there's like a Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mind you, there are... In the numbered series, there's 12 of them. There are 12. So, there's almost 20 individual ones like that. But they're not going to do that, right? Because that ranges from arcade all the way up to literally the current gen. So they're not going to do that. Obviously there's going to be no MK11, no MK1, probably no MKX, MK9 maybe? Don't know, but 20 different games? The 3D ones have to be in there. Like there's no way that they're not. Of course there's like ports like Vanilla 3, Vanilla 3, Ultimate, 20 games. Did you say 20 or over 20? One more time.
The core product, there's over 20 different Mortal Kombat games in this collection.
Over
and the primary
20.
Focus are the original arcade games, so MK2, Ultimate MK3, MK3, and multiple MK4. And then along the way, we're doing a large number of the home ports across both console and handheld, even including some of the more obscure platforms like the 32X and the Game Gear.
No way.
We haven't emulated before for the most part. So the main goal of that and why we're trying to include such a large and diverse number of Mortal Kombat games is because depending on who you are, you probably grew up playing a different Mortal Kombat game. You have the different nostalgia for different games. Yeah. So for one person, the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat, like what?
I'm a trilogy guy, by the way. Trilogy. Well, okay. So let me clarify. The original trilogy of Mortal Kombat games, right? But also Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I still have it. I have Mortal Kombat Trilogy on my N64. And then I had Vanilla 3 and I had Ultimate 3 on Sega Genesis. So very partial to those games right there. So that's me. Outside the first one too.
Why would you include the Game Boy Mortal Kombat? But I know personally a lot of people who grew up and that was the version of Mortal Kombat they had. And they played it day in and day out. And so our job as sort of preservationists and trying, our task of trying to bring as many of these older games to modern platforms as all, that was our task here is like, let's try to get as many of these Mortal Kombat games
Let me get rid of this ad
up and running under emulation.
Here.
And then
Dismissed.
So that you can play in all the modern systems.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5 games right there.
Game Boy Advance, Game Boy 32X, Game Gear, the arcade games.
But it's not just a collection, right? There's an interactive documentary that's part of the game. Can you tell us a little bit about all of the, like, what is this documentary? Is it brand new footage?
Right.
Is it, did you go to NetherRealm and talk to them for this game?
Yes. So with all of our collections now, what we feel as
Fire.
a studio is that if you just throw a bunch of games into a collection, it will appeal, the nostalgia will appeal to fans, but if you aren't necessarily interested or you're more of a casual fan, without providing sort of the context or historical importance of it, less people will be more interested into it. This is something we really established over the years and really hit home with Atari 50th anniversary celebration, which was a big collection that we released a few years back that focused on Atari from the beginning to where it is now. And a lot of people didn't necessarily grow up with Atari or the 2600 or those old systems. But we got a lot of emails after the fact saying like, hey, I didn't grow up with this, but I loved how you did the presentation and the behind the scenes content and how you shared how important these games were and why you should care about them. And it made me a fan of Atari in these games. And that's a win-win because it expands the Atari fan base, right? And so for Mortal Kombat, it's a similar approach. We want to make sure that while we cater and definitely
Look at how crispy that
keep the hardcore
looks.
fans in mind, we also
That looks so good.
in all those casual
Like the visual
fans.
fidelity of
Some of
that.
the ways we do that is that we can dive
Looks so
deep
good.
into the background and behind the scenes content for these games and really explain sort of the inspiration and how the genesis of these titles came to be and really the impact that they had on not only the fighting game genre but just video games in general. So we got the privilege of going to NetherRealm Studios some months back, and we ended up interviewing a large number of people. In fact, for the collection, I think we interviewed almost 25 different people.
Whoa, that's cool. That's cool.
Life. And it netted us about almost 3 hours of new documentary footage.
Dang.
And it's been amazing to be able to even go back and bring the 4 original team members who created the first original.
I will say this about as far as the documentary stuff goes, and maybe it's like coming from bias or nostalgia, which obviously is kind of what they're driving home. But any time that I have seen, whether it was like Midway or NetherRealm, just anything kind of in that realm of Mortal Kombat, any type of documentary, behind the scenes, like, outtakes or just like lore in general, really, really, really good, really interesting. I just think they're an interesting bunch of people. And anytime there's, coverage on like the workings of, what's going on, like behind the scenes, how we got a lot of our favorite games, our MK games, it's really interesting. It's really good. And if there's anyone that's going to like get some banging ass footage, like new stuff, and I trust them to do a really good job, it's going to be Digital Eclipse, man. Digital Eclipse is really, really good with that kind of stuff. And they obviously they really care when it comes to the ports. So, or, porting, older, retro preservation pretty much.
Combat, and have them sit down and reminisce and talk about those early days and how they were just a group of 20-year-olds trying to do something cool, and that their love for martial arts and action movies, caused them to just want to make an experience like that. So we really went in, we dug deep, we interviewed and talked to a lot of people. We went through the NetherRealm archives for source material. All these projects take a lot of archaeological exploration and finding out, did you work on this game back in the day? Did you do marketing for it? Did you do PR for it? Did you keep all this stuff? Where could I find it? Where's the source code for this? These are all the things that we really pursue in order to be able to dig up as much of the ingredients of the stories we can so that we can sit down and say, okay, what is the story that we're going to tell? It's a little bit different than other games. Oftentimes, a normal, typical game is a design is created and then it goes from there and the game is created. We have to gather all the puzzle pieces and the elements and the assets. And as we go through, then the story starts to come together and we figure it out.
Off-screen footage is sick. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of grew up,
really keen to not only share
originating in off-screen footage. Like before, I'd upload a random video to YouTube here and there. That's what I used to do. So I vibe with that off-screen.
Progress from like the early Mortal Kombat to later. So a lot of wealth of content here. Similarly to our past releases, we are wrapping it up in what we call an interactive
Karateka
presentation. So players will be able to chronologically go through and view the history of Mortal Kombat through documents, artwork, photos, screenshots, and gameplay. and then understand by the end, you know, what
Oh,
these games
damn,
about,
the
learn
animations?
about all the key aspects, all the
The anims?
everything about these games and what made them so popular.
That's awesome. You
That's funny.
mentioned game preservation, which I think is something that's so important. And you know, with Mortal Kombat, it's actually kind of tragic because there was a collection release, you know, I think in like the 2010s, that is no longer available on Steam or on PlayStation. It was taken off the stores. Do you envision this to kind of, you know?
Was there a collect? Wait, hold on. He said there's a collect. Was there a collection, an MK collection? I'm trying to think. An MK, because I was thinking like, there's no way to play these old games right now. Oh, there was. It was the 360 PS3 era. It was like the ultimate, the arcade collection or something. It was like the first three. Yeah, that's right. I do have that version on my 360. Wow. Oh yeah, because that's where I got I have I have an arcade stick, an MK one, a big one. I'll have to show you guys one of these days. I got that, and I also got that game because I got duh. Wow. They delisted it, huh? I didn't know that.
The way that
I guess I should have known that.
Experience those older Mortal Kombat games from now till, you know, however long.
Yeah, we love that. We strive for that. We're always
thinking
about the future.
Reptile player is not it, man.
As much into these games so that even like 5, 6, 7 years, whatever years from now, you can pull it off.
He's playing on a Switch,
and you can still enjoy the experience.
That's a Switch version.
In some of our past collections, we even think about it from a exploratory or like researcher perspective. Like we did a Turtles, the TMNT collection, the Cowabunga collection.
And that's a good collection too. That's a good one, man.
We actually built a search engine so that in the future, if someone were going to explore and learn about turtles, or we're going to write an article about turtles, they could go into like, how often does the turtle blimp appear on the covers of this comic and things like that. And you can actually search that up in the game itself. Awesome. And so we're always thinking about from the standpoint of like preservation, or people are going to want to pull it off and write about it or talk about it. And what can we do to make sure that players' abilities to be able to play these games for as long as possible on all these systems, how can we extend that? How
he was poking Rocksteady right in his booty hole.
Have that
right in his bung.
Mindset in mind. And what makes me feel happy is our impact in working with these people, and even people
his cowabunga.
We get a lot of emails.
That's a good ass fighting game right there. The NES Tournament Fighters.
We know we will in the future, so we're going to start preserving stuff now, so that 2 or 3 years from now, when we work together, we'll have those materials. And that's an amazing thing to have happen. And it's a big shift of an industry which was more focused about the now and not necessarily future thinking. About like, okay, maybe 10 years from now, maybe 20 years from now, maybe 40 years from now, we're going to want to release these games again. Not necessarily just from a financial perspective, but also to reinforce to the audience then, the new audience, where this industry came from and the importance of games that built out the foundation for all these genres and types of games. There's a lot of lessons to be learned from those founding games and those early games, and we want to make sure that people learn from that and the industry builds from that moving forward.
You announced recently Mortal Kombat Trilogy is joining the collection.
Oh!
There's a couple other Mortal Kombat games around that time that I haven't noticed as part of the collection, namely Mortal Kombat
Trilogy
Zero and I think Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Are those? You know, they're not really fighting games, but they are still part of the Mortal Kombat kind of, you know, universe. Was it a discussion to bring those games in, or? I
mean, we spend a lot of time. There's a lot of thought that goes into deciding the games that we include. And normally for us, we try to include as many games as we can. And
it got me with the trilogy.
We don't include them are either technological or like emulation-based issues, licensing maybe issues, or legal issues. So we try to include as many as we can. We have said that there are a number of games that we have not announced yet.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat Trilogy is the first of unannounced games that we revealed.
Okay.
There's still hope.
There's still hope for a variety of games.
I don't think they're gonna do it. If one of those gets in, it's gonna be Sub-Zero Mythologies, but definitely not Special Forces. I don't think they care about that. But I mean, you never know. I don't know. But what is that? Mortal Kombat official physical edition announcement. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, duh. Cause I was gonna check out the pre-order bonus. Duh, I'm stupid. Okay, I don't know why my brain. It's because we live in this digital age. Everything's digital. And I was expecting like, yeah, you get a free soundtrack. Cool. Yeah, we are gonna check out what you get for physical edition pre-orders after this interview. We're going to check that out.
We have a couple stops. Next stop is Gamescom overseas, and then we have PAX. And so we'll be revealing more information about the game, as well as those additional secret games in the weeks and months ahead.
All right, same deal with the 3D era Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, Deception, or are you trying to keep it more focused towards the real classic MK experience?
Yeah, I will say that fundamentally we're trying to stay focused in that arcade era because we have to start the story somewhere. And obviously, Mortal Kombat, there's a huge number of fans for like Mortal Kombat 9, things like that. But you can't just jump immediately to Mortal Kombat 9, especially from our studio's perspective of telling the story from the beginning and then moving forward. It's important for us to build a foundation of where this franchise came from and then build from there. And hopefully this release is as successful as we hope it will be, and that paves the way for potentially more and more Mortal Kombats in the future.
What's something about this collection that you personally are really
I have
excited
thoughts on
about
that
maybe is not
I'll tell
just,
you at the end.
about the games?
I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Documentary, you're like excited about just kind of the overall presentation, or what's something about this game that you're really excited about?
So for me, and it's less for me, but more for the audience, is that we spend a lot of time with quality of life improvements for the games from the standpoint that all of the secrets are very easily accessible. Part of the challenge and what made Mortal Kombat so great were all of its secrets, and they really built upon that over the years. But from a casual audience perspective, I can understand how it can be a bit intimidating, right? You go in, have I seen everything that this game has to offer? What does it take? I have to look up how to like unlock a character or unlock a menu.
Reptile, Ermac,
exactly.
Stuff like that.
So we wanted to simplify
They're gonna make it like
all of that
easily
and make them
accessible.
all options in the game.
See.
So instead of saying, like you were saying,
That's what they did with the TMNT
you don't have to go online
games.
and figure out how to play Reptile. You can read about it in the collection, and then you can go to the options for Mortal Kombat, flip a switch that says Fight Reptile, and you'll jump.
Nice, that looks so good. Look at that. Oh
so we're doing
man,
that across the board.
he doesn't even look red. I'm
Obviously,
colorblind though.
Everything we do
looks like yellow
is optional.
or
so
orange.
If you want to unlock him and play him the normal way, you can. If you want to enter the codes for all the secret menus, you can. But if you are more of a casual or person who doesn't want to deal with that, you can just go in and flip a switch and enable that.
Dang, dip switches?
Sort of cater to both markets.
That's cool
We give
though.
you the tools to play these games. You play them the way that you want to.
All right, well that is Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Fire.
Steven. And for more EVO 2025, keep it right here on IGN.
Okay, well there you go. There's that little interview right there. Just I don't think anything too groundbreaking or like, revealing aside from like MK Trilogy that's coming out. And so what I was mentioning earlier with my thoughts, that little statement that he made. So a lot of people are, and including myself, I'm like MK9, right? Okay, so here's what I think is gonna happen. They want to do, obviously, they're focusing on like the arcade, like era of the MK games, which means if there are over 20 of these games, that means either they're gonna do a lot of like kind of redundancy and just they're gonna have like 4 different ports of each game. They could do that, and sure. And they might throw a couple surprises in there, like, Sub-Zero Mythologies, or maybe like an MK4 Gold or something like that, because they did put an MK4 in there, so you know what I mean? They could very well do that, the Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that. Oh, that actually, what if they do put Mortal Kombat Advance? That'd be wild. Anyways, they're gonna do that, I feel, and because I really think that this is gonna be like a really successful game, the rollout's gonna be like really good. I feel like this opens the door, like he said, for more MK in the future, which would mean I think that's gonna probably be like MK versus sorry. Let me rewind. You're gonna get Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon. Probably the ports of those games, so you'll get like Deception Unchained, you'll get like the GameCube version of Deception or whatever, maybe like the Wii version of Armageddon or something, and then they'll probably include MK versus DC, and then they'll throw in MK9. I don't know if they'll throw in X11 and 1, because I feel like that's kind of leaning more into like the newer generation era of gaming, even though MKX came out 2015. No, it's not 2015, was it? Was it 2015? 2013? I don't know. It's been a while. I think it's 13. I don't remember. Anyways, it's been a while. It's been at least 10 years since MKX, which is insane to think about because that's not really that recent. But I feel like the next collection will consist of those. So the 3D era games, I definitely think they can do DC, MK. They can also do MK9, and that will be like a explosive release because, you know, MK9 with like today's rollback, that's gonna, I feel like that shit'll revive the entire MK9 scene, if not like NRS scene. It's gonna be wild. So yeah, I don't think we should expect that in this particular release. So maybe just kind of anticipate, you know, just like I said, we got MK Trilogy. There might be a couple different ports of Trilogy. You know, we might get like MK Advance. We could probably get, you know, MK Gold or Sub-Zero Mythologies. We can get that stuff for sure. But let's go check out, now that we're done watching that, I want to check out the pre-order bonuses because I'm definitely getting a physical version. Let's go look at Atari.com. All right, so here we are on Atari.com. You can order physical versions of this game, which I highly recommend you guys do that. Do it before they rip this game from us again, because you know how things are today with you know, our age of gaming is, you know, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing lasts forever, especially now. So go physical all the way. So here's the standard edition. I saw two different price tags though. Let's see. We got Switch 2. We have the regular Switch. Oh, look at that. PS5 and Xbox. These ones are they're $50, but the Switch 2 version is $60? Why? That makes no damn sense. That makes no sense. And I think, again, they're sticking with the whole, it's too expensive for Switch 2 cartridges. You can suck my entire left nut. All right. Let's see here. So $50 for the regular. It comes with, what does it come with? We have multiple classic versions. Yeah, digital clips. Okay. Interactive documentary format. As a special bonus, the package will include an exclusive slipcover available only to fans who pre-order. Choose the standard edition slipcover or one of 4 ninja themed slipcovers available only on Atari.com. Wow. Okay, so is this right here? Look, right here. Scorpion Go. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the visual, right? Yeah, they give you mock-ups of the boxes. The Xbox boxes are so ugly. Like, I hate this green, stupid trapezoid, and the PS5 is cool. Nintendo Switch. Okay. All right. Well, let's look at the PS5 one. I feel like that one looks the most sleek. So this is a Scorpion one. You get Reptile Green. Ooh, I like that one. Smoke Black. Smoke is not black. Smoke is like gray. That one still, it's basic, but I mean, it's all right. Do they all have that leathery? Yeah, they do. That leather kind of bound on the bottom. And Sub-Zero Blue. Oh, look. I'm a Scorpion guy, but if I were to get one, I would probably get Sub-Zero just because I like that blue color. Look at that. That's nice. Scorpion's cool too, though. It is a slipkit. Dang. I might have to stay loyal and go Scorpion, but damn, that blue is really, really crispy, juicy, spicy. Okay, so this is just a regular one. You get the slipcover, which I like. But where's the... Oh, standard edition. Let's see. Ooh, Goro's Lair kind of, or the Armory maybe? That's fire. And after all, this is the slipcase, so you can just take it out. Dang. Okay. I like that. Looks nice just for being the basic one. All right, what else we got? We got the deluxe. Let's go up about $20. So this is $69.99. Let's check it out. Okay. Bring home the deluxe experience. A true warrior deserves. This deluxe edition of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection includes a steel book. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Steel bookcase, a magnet, poster, lenticular card, arcade flyers, and more. Wow. So this one again, I think the price bump, right? Because we saw 60. Yeah, 69. Nice price tag. Nerd. Wow. There's no Xbox version of the what? Xbox getting left in the dust again? Holy. Okay. Switch 2 again. Oh, it's too expensive. I do like the red, you know, top. Wow. Okay. You don't get the slipcover, but you get the steel book. Do we get pictures of? No. Do we? Wait. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Regular box. That box. And this is the magnet, which is kind of cool. Very 90s. I have a magnet from I think MK11. It's the gold dragon. It's just a chunky gold. Like if you guys got that version, it's a gold solid magnet. It's on my fridge. Arcade cabinet cards, those are kind of cool. The steelbook looks sick. That's badass. I really like that. Arcade flyers, those are badass. Mini marquees, ooh, those are sick. I'd frame those. And a lenticular card. All right, I think that one's kind of calling me. That one's nice, man. This is worth it just for steelbooks, man. Steelbooks are just, I put them on the same level as like the disc now, even more so. They're more rare because like steelbooks are everything, dude. That's not bad. Okay, so that's the deluxe version. You get, okay, all right. Now we're jumping up about, you know, 80 bucks here. So you're essentially paying for 2 deluxe editions on the Switch 2 to get this one. All right, what comes in this juicy one? Let's see here. Game comes along with exclusive extras from Beatable Mortal Kombat Experience package in an individually numbered collector's box. I do like that. My arcade stick, the MK1, is numbered. I think it's like 4,000. It's like 5,000 for sure. But okay, individually numbered collector's box. The set includes Goro controller holder. Ooh, the statue, commemorative arcade token. That's cool. Hardcover art and lore book. Okay, art book. And more. Wait, and more. Where's the pictures at? I see some. Look at this. I don't have a controller holder, but if I did, I would love Goro to be my first one. Look, he's ready to hold the controller up here, and then he's cupping for D's on the bottom. And then look at them lips, man. Goro controller holder in the style of the original stop motion figure. That's badass. That's actually badass. And that's cool. I like that a lot. Where are the rest of the images at? Bruh. Hold on, I want to see. Okay, it says right here. There's the token with acrylic display stand. Oh, it has a display. That's cool. I like that. And this is the collector's box, which looks nice. You get a digital Steam code included for PC only. Oh, okay. That's if you get the PC. Oh, this one has an Xbox version. Right here. Weird. And Steam? That's so weird. Okay. Obviously the statue, the hardcover art and lore book looks right there. Looks nice. Scorpion and Sub-Zero pin set. Oh. Damn. Damn. That's cool. That's really cool. Is there a price drop with any? No, it's uniform across the board. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. I'll tell you what's calling me. Definitely, if you go to like on this version, I would definitely like this. Right. This one's like yes. Right. I think a lot of the budget goes in here. Lore book is cool. Art. This pin set I think is #1. These are sick, man. If I would definitely post these. I have a cork board full of other character pins that I think this would go good on. These 3 right here. Boom. It didn't say that it comes with the steelbook. I would assume it comes with it as well. It says, I mean, there's a big ass box. It has more. It says and more. And they didn't include this in here. They didn't list that, the pin set. Damn, so those 3 are calling me, right? But if you go down to the deluxe version, I tell you, I like all this actually. Like I like the steelbook the most. You know, the marquees are cool. The magnet is cool. Like they're little things, but they're a part of like, I'm a big fan of marketing. Like I love marketing. I'm a sucker for marketing. And so this is just like, this is the marketing. And I like that a lot. So, wow. And the pre-orders, it said, I think that was on the, where is it at? Right here. Pre-order from August 1st to the 31st. And it says it's coming out this year. So I'm guessing it's going to come out in like November, right? I think November, maybe December. That's my guess on that. Wow. Well, I have some time to think about it. It's either going to be deluxe or collectors, but wow. Okay, well, there you go. We know what comes in all the stuff now. I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to look and see which one appeals to me. Maybe wait a couple more days and they'll give you some more details on like what's in what, right? But yeah, that's it for MK. I'm excited for this one, man. I really like Digital Eclipse when they put together, retro collections. I think they do a banging job. I'm really excited. Let me know if you guys are excited too. I hope you guys are. This is MK, man. These games are pretty much impossible to play these days unless you have the old hardware. I've mentioned that before. So anyways, guys, hope you guys have a good rest of your day and hope you enjoyed Evo and all the festivities. We're going to play some demos and I think maybe just mess around with some new fighting games, arcade style stuff, and in honor of Evo. Because I think next year I want to go again. It's been a while. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.